For many, the idea that clogged arteries and sluggish circulation are inevitable parts of aging has become a quiet resignation, like a creaking joint or thinning hair. It's just part of getting older, they say, but in truth, your body doesn't surrender so easily. When blood flow weakens and arteries begin to narrow, the body doesn't shrug. It signals, it whispers, then pleads, sometimes with cold fingertips, sometimes with a racing pulse, and too often with a fatigue that feels heavier than it should. Heart problems aren't rare. Every 36 seconds, someone in the United States dies from a cardiovascular condition. It's a sobering statistic, but what's even more surprising is that many of the early warnings are missed or ignored. We chalk them up to stress, age, or just one of those days. But the body has a language, and if we learn to listen to it, we might just catch trouble early and turn it around. You don't need exotic remedies or complicated regimens to begin that change. In fact, 3 of the most powerful natural allies for your heart may already be in your kitchen: garlic, ginger, lemon. Simple, familiar ingredients. Yet when used correctly, they can help support blood flow, ease pressure on the heart, and restore energy levels many haven't felt in years. My name is Dr. James Whitaker. Over the past 30 years, I've had the privilege of working with thousands of older adults, people who believed their best health was behind them. And I've watched those same people regain color in their cheeks, warmth in their hands, and clarity in their minds, not with expensive pills, but with small, thoughtful steps rooted in nature and science. This isn't about throwing away medicine or ignoring your doctor. It's about complementing good care with time-tested knowledge. It's about reclaiming ownership of your body in a way that feels grounded, gentle, and respectful. There's something profoundly hopeful in knowing that health doesn't always require a revolution. Sometimes it begins with a morning cup and a quiet promise to yourself. In the following parts, I'll walk you through how garlic, ginger, and lemon each play their role in this natural symphony. You'll see the real stories of people who tried it and felt the difference. You'll learn how to prepare the tonic the right way and what to expect as your body responds. You are not too old. You are not too late. Let's begin. When people think of garlic, they often picture it as a flavorful addition to pasta sauces or roasted meats. Few realize that this humble bulb has been treasured for thousands of years as a powerful natural remedy, especially for heart health. Its real strength lies not in its pungent aroma, but in a compound called allicin, a compound that doesn't even exist until you activate it yourself. You do that by crushing fresh garlic and letting it rest for about 10 minutes. That's simple. Step unlocks garlic's true healing potential. One of my patients, Arthur Lawson, was a 68-year-old retired firefighter. His days of running up stairwells had long passed. By the time he came to see me, he was tired all the time. His hands were always cold, and he would lose his breath just walking across the yard. His blood pressure was consistently high, and a scan revealed early signs of plaque buildup in his arteries. He didn't want to start medication just yet, and hoped there might be a natural approach worth trying first. We talked about garlic, not the supplements you find in glossy bottles, but raw, fresh cloves. I explained the importance of preparing it properly, crushing 2 to 3 cloves and letting them sit before consuming them on an empty stomach with warm water. Arthur raised an eyebrow, but agreed to give it a try. The first few days were rough. He didn't love the taste, and yes, his wife complained about the smell. But within a couple of weeks, something started to change. He reported feeling more awake in the mornings. The coldness in his fingers faded. His face looked brighter, his eyes clearer. After 3 weeks, he walked up the driveway without stopping for breath. And after 2 months, his doctor, not me, but his longtime physician, was surprised to see improved cholesterol levels. "What statin are you on?" the doctor asked. Arthur smiled. "Garlic," he replied. What makes garlic so remarkable is how it works on several levels. It acts as a vasodilator, helping your blood vessels relax and widen, easing pressure on the heart. It also reduces inflammation, the very thing that contributes to future plaque buildup. And garlic doesn't just support the heart. It strengthens the immune system, supports brain function, and even has antibacterial properties. But cooked garlic won't do. Heat destroys allicin. It has to be raw, crushed, and respected. That's the difference between a spice and a medicine. That's the difference between trying and healing. If garlic is the cleaner that clears the path, ginger is the force that gets everything moving. It's warm, vibrant, and alive with energy, much like what it brings back to the body when used consistently. Ginger has been used for centuries, across cultures, not just for its taste, but for its powerful medicinal qualities. Its true magic lies in compounds like gingerol and shogaol, which act as natural vasodilators. These substances help widen blood vessels, improve circulation, and reduce inflammation. All essential functions for a heart that's trying to keep up with the demands of age. I remember Evelyn Morgan well. She was a 72-year-old retired schoolteacher who came to my office with a soft, tired voice. "I just don't feel like myself anymore," she said. Her fingers were often cold, her joints ached, and even small tasks like folding laundry exhausted her. She used to walk 5 miles a day, but now even checking the mail left her winded. Her test results showed sluggish blood flow and high markers of inflammation. She wasn't interested in medication and couldn't stomach another supplement. She needed something simple. I recommended fresh ginger tea. Nothing fancy, just a thin slice of fresh root steeped in hot water each morning. "It might surprise you," I told her. She looked skeptical but agreed. The first week was uneventful, though she enjoyed the warmth it brought to her belly. But by day 10, she noticed her hands weren't as cold. She had fewer headaches. By week 3, she walked up the stairs without stopping. Her voice sounded lighter, her posture more upright. Ginger doesn't just improve blood flow. It supports brain function, digestion, liver health, and immune defense. It even plays a role in regulating blood sugar and reducing joint pain, making it especially helpful for older adults managing multiple concerns. What's truly special is how quickly the body responds. Unlike many herbs that take weeks or months, ginger often shows subtle but meaningful shifts in a matter of days. Evelyn told me that her morning ginger ritual became more than a health habit. It became a moment of peace. She called it her little ceremony. And in that daily pause, something beautiful happened. Her body began to trust itself again. Fresh ginger, not powdered, is key. Just an inch-long slice steeped in hot water on an empty stomach can jumpstart your circulation, sharpens your mind, and gently awaken your system. Like Evelyn discovered, it's not just what ginger does, it's how it makes you feel alive again. Among the 3 ingredients in this natural healing trio, lemon is the quietest but perhaps the most underestimated. It doesn't sting like garlic or tingle like ginger. Instead, it works steadily, silently, and deeply. While others may steal the spotlight with their bold flavors and immediate warmth, lemon takes a different path, one of long-term support and cellular protection. For older adults, that kind of reliable consistency is worth more than any quick fix. Frank Simmons, a 75-year-old retired bus driver was never one for fads. I've had my share of so-called miracle cures, he told me during his first appointment. He came in complaining of brain fog, poor digestion, and mildly elevated blood pressure. "I feel like I'm here, but not really here," he said. His mind felt sluggish, and his body was slow to respond. After reviewing his routine, I suggested a simple adjustment. Every morning, squeeze the juice of one fresh lemon into warm water and drink it on an empty stomach. Frank raised an eyebrow. "That's it?" he asked. "That's it," I nodded. Lemon, I explained, is loaded with vitamin C and polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that fight oxidative stress. That's the damage our cells accumulate over time from pollution, poor diet, and chronic inflammation. Oxidative stress doesn't just make us feel older, it makes us older, thickening artery walls, stiffening vessels, and clouding our thoughts. Within a couple of weeks, Frank began to notice subtle changes. "My head doesn't feel as heavy," he said. "It's like I can think more clearly." His digestion improved, his skin looked brighter, and his energy began to return. A follow-up visit showed his blood pressure had dropped slightly. But what mattered more was how he felt: lighter, clearer, more present. Lemon does more than clean out toxins. It helps your liver work more efficiently, balances your body's internal pH, and improves the absorption of nutrients from other foods, like the allicin in garlic or the gingerol in ginger. It's like a facilitator, ensuring that everything else you give your body works just a little better. Lemon's magic isn't in its strength, but in its synergy. By integrating it daily, you don't just add a splash of flavor, you invite stability. You give your body a shield against the quiet damage of time. And for many like Frank, that gentle brightness each morning becomes something they look forward to. A small act of care that, drop by drop, helps restore vitality. Once you've come to understand the unique strengths of garlic, ginger, and lemon, the next question naturally arises. How do you bring them together in a way that truly works? It's not about tossing them in a blender and hoping for the best. There's a rhythm to it, a method rooted in respect for the ingredients and for the body they're meant to serve. When prepared properly, these three form more than just a drink. They create a ritual, a moment of quiet healing that begins your day with intention. One of my patients, Carol Benson, 69, had tried everything from over-the-counter supplements to online superfood powders. She was tired of chasing answers. When I explained this simple morning tonic to her, she looked surprised. "That's it?" she asked. "No pills? No fancy steps?" I nodded. She smiled, a little unsure but willing to try. Here's how it works. Start with 2 to 3 fresh garlic cloves. Peel them, then crush them thoroughly and let them sit for about 10 minutes. This step is essential. It activates the allicin compound in garlic, the very thing that helps open your blood vessels and reduce inflammation. While the garlic rests, take a 1-inch piece of fresh ginger root. Slice it thin or grate it finely. Then, squeeze the juice from 1 whole fresh lemon. Combine all 3 ingredients in about half a cup of warm, not hot, water. You can stir it gently or blend it briefly if you prefer a smoother texture. Drink it slowly, on an empty stomach, before breakfast. That empty stomach gives your body a clear path to absorb what it needs. The warmth of the water helps with circulation and digestion. And the taste? Bold, yes, but it grows on you. Some people choose to strain the mixture, but Carol never did. I liked knowing I was getting every bit of it, she later told me. After a few days, she noticed her digestion improving. She didn't feel bloated after meals. 2 weeks later, her energy had increased noticeably. She stopped needing her afternoon nap. By the end of the month, her blood pressure had dropped, and she reported sleeping more deeply and waking up more refreshed. This tonic isn't a miracle in a glass. It's a message to your body that you are paying attention. It's consistent, real, and uncomplicated. And when made part of your daily life, it becomes not just a remedy, but a reminder. Your health is still in your hands, one morning at a time. One of the most common questions I hear is, how long before I feel something? In a world trained to expect instant results, patience has become rare. But when it comes to real healing, deep, cellular healing, patience is not just a virtue, it's a requirement. This tonic isn't a magic bullet. It's a steady shift back toward balance. The changes it brings may start quietly, but they gather strength with each passing day. The key, as with all good things, is consistency. Harold Jennings was a 71-year-old widower with a dry sense of humor and an understandable skepticism. He came into my office saying, "If this garlic ginger lemon tea of yours turns me into a new man, I'll send you flowers." We both laughed. His energy was low, his blood pressure high, and early signs of arterial stiffness had started to show. He wasn't ready to go on medication, but he was open to trying something gentle and natural. He committed to the morning tonic. Nothing more, nothing less. The first few days felt unremarkable, he told me. "It's weird stuff," he said. "Burns a bit going down, but I'm doing it." Then, in week 1, he noticed his hands and feet weren't so cold. He had more energy in the afternoon. By the middle of the second week, he was sleeping through the night, waking up clear-headed. "The fog's lifting," he told me. Week 3 brought more surprises. He was walking farther, climbing stairs without stopping. There was even a small but important improvement in an area we hadn't openly discussed: circulation, where it mattered for his confidence as a man. His posture straightened, his voice became livelier, and by week 4, his doctor was adjusting. His blood pressure records with a surprised glance. "What have you been doing differently?" he asked. "I've been having breakfast with garlic," Harold replied, grinning. The beauty of this process is in its natural rhythm. Week 1 often brings subtle increases in energy and warmth. Week 2 introduces better sleep, digestion, and mood. Week 3 and beyond, deeper physical changes begin. Lower blood pressure, improved cholesterol, and clearer thinking. Not everyone follows the same timeline, but the pattern is familiar to me now. What matters most is staying the course. Healing isn't flashy. It's the quiet return of things you thought were gone: vitality, focus, ease. With time, your body begins to remember how good it's supposed to feel. This isn't about turning back the clock. It's about moving forward, stronger and clearer, knowing you've chosen care over neglect. And that choice changes everything. By now, you've learned what garlic, ginger, and lemon can do. You've heard the stories, seen the patterns, felt the promise in their quiet strength. But here's where it matters most. Not in theory, but in action. Because information alone doesn't heal. Action does. And the best time to begin is not next month, not on a Monday, not after you buy a new blender. The best time is tomorrow morning. Everything you need is already within reach. A clove of garlic, a slice of ginger, the juice of a lemon. And most importantly, your willingness to believe that your body is still capable of change. That belief, humble as it may feel, is a powerful force. It's not about chasing miracles, it's about giving your body the consistency it craves. Your cells respond not to noise, but to rhythm. Daily care is where healing begins. Start simple. Wake up tomorrow, crush the garlic, and let it rest. Slice the ginger, squeeze the lemon, warm some water. Take 5 minutes to create something meant only for you. Drink it slowly. Don't rush into the day. Let that moment be a quiet declaration. I choose to care for myself today. In a week, you might feel a flicker of energy where there was none. In a month, you may notice a steadier heartbeat, a clearer mind, a body that wakes with more ease. I've seen it happen in dozens of lives. Men and women who thought they were too old, too tired, too far gone, but their bodies hadn't given up. They were just waiting to be invited back into balance. One patient, Lorraine, once told me, "This drink didn't just change my health, it changed my mornings." That stuck with me, because the tonic is only part of the gift. The real gift is the commitment, the pause, the act of saying, "I matter enough to try." You may not notice everything at once. That's okay. Healing is subtle, like spring returning after a long winter. Trust the process. Trust your body. It has carried you through so much. Let it carry you a little further, with help, with heart, and with hope. So here's your invitation. Begin tomorrow. Be consistent. And let this be more than just a recipe. It's a reminder that you're not done. Not even close. There's still more strength in you than you realize. Your best years may yet surprise you.